everybody, it's Georgia Rose from Zencuda, and you are in the soul space with me for the next, 50 minutes to an hour or so. And if you want to call in, we're going to put a number on the screen. So soul space is the place you come to learn about life beyond the five senses. And in the weeks to come, we'll have all kinds of guest stars and subject matter and topics about all things spiritual, modalities like Reiki and tarot cards and psychic phenomenon and all kinds of stuff. I am lining up some really awesome guests for you. So how are you all doing? You can call into the show. You can comment live. You can find me on Facebook, on all kinds of podcast websites. And I just learned the last couple of weeks that if you ask Alexa to play Amazon Music, the podcast Soul Space with Georgia Rose, you can hear me on Alexa anytime you want. Really cool. I did that last week. I played my own show back on Alexa, and I felt so famous. So I'm going to share the show, and that way everybody who's out there looking for us can actually find us wherever we are. And while I do that, I would love it if all of you would actually share the show too. If you're watching on Facebook or someplace where the show can be shared, that would be really awesome. Get a whole bunch of viewers to watch us, get some energy going on the show. It'll be really cool. So I am anxious to hear how you all are feeling and how you all have been feeling since this beautiful moon that we had last week. So we had a fabulous time on the cruise that we did on Great South Bay. We had about 30 people on board this boat. We went out in under the moon, and the moon actually didn't make its appearance known until later in the evening, but it was really cool because when the moon did come out, had this gorgeous rainbow aura around it. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And it just made me feel so optimistic and so hopeful about the future that I think we're going to come on some really good times. So let's talk about the astrology first. Tonight's show's theme is freedom. And I want to talk about freedom and control because, boy, are we all living that right now, aren't we? So astrology, we're coming on to a new month in October. And the October astrology is very powerful. October is a powerful month that actually is going to set the scene and set the energy and set the stage for 2022. So be really aware and really be in awareness of the sensations and the things that are appearing and occurring right now in your personal life and around you, work, home, wherever, groups of people, community. Libra is an energy of relationship. So you're going to see a lot of changes this month in relationship, especially with Mercury going retrograde in that sign. And we just had a Libra equinox and all these things. So lots of Libra energy coming through. Symbol of Libra is the scales of justice. So it's all about balance, about things being put right, as far as karma goes. Libra is also the sign of lawsuits, justice, words, because Mercury is retrograde in Libra right now. So watch your words. We're going to see a lot of things play out in the media and maybe even in our own lives and our own groups of people and friendships and workplaces where words suddenly take on new meaning in regards to fairness and justice. And you're going to see and hear a lot of people speaking out about a lot of things that they find maybe are unjust and that they want to make just. And there's a few reasons for that, actually. So be aware of that energy. Also, since the Libra equinox, because Libra is an air sign and we have so much Libra energy right now, Mars is also in Libra, you're going to find that a lot of people are suffering not just from headaches and headachy things, but it's restless sleeping. If for those of you out there who've had a hard time sleeping, just know that that's probably because of the energy that we've been having and the Libra equinox. So I'm going to see who is out here right now and see the comments. I think I have a few people online. Always give you guys a chance to catch up. Yeah, I've got Janine out there, Joanne. How is everybody? How are you guys feeling this energy? Hey, Sarah. So I want to talk about freedom tonight, not just because we're going into a time when we have a lot of Libra energy and that balance and scales of justice, but many of us are feeling very controlled by, mandatory vaccinations and other things that are happening. And we're really at a very difficult and different times here. You know, in the United States of America, we're always so used to freedoms. I know I have a lot of people who watch me from all around the globe, but Americans are very protective about their rights and freedom. We don't like to be told to do anything. So this past year, between the pandemic and some political things that have been going on in the country, have really given us a whole new perspective on things. And I want to talk about that because the next 6 months, we have some astrological things happening that we're going to feel like a crescendo is building. And I know we've been feeling that intensity for a long time, but it's actually going to become even more intense in a way that we really haven't felt before. Now, I know that we are all aware that we have this mayhem around us, but I want to remind us that it's purposeful. You know, all of this mayhem and chaos that's going on in the world, and we keep finding the unexpected happening over and over again, and also those things being carried out a little bit in our personal lives. But it's for a purpose, and you must know that and always remain faithful and remain with your eye on that as far as a visionary for the future and as far as being a Zencuda person and being spiritual. You want to keep your eye on the future and know that all of this mayhem has a purpose. It's purposeful mayhem. And that purpose is, of course, to accelerate us and bring us to ascension. And that's what's going to happen with the intensity of these next 6 months. The 6 months period that we have coming in, a lot of acceleration. Energy is going to be starting to move faster and faster. I even saw that all of a sudden today. I actually went to run some errands that I had to do, and I felt like the whole world was so speeded up. And people were laughing in the supermarket at one point because everyone kept crashing their carts into each other, and it was like this crazy, chaotic dance that we were all doing. And so today is the first day that Mercury in Libra is retrograde, and it feels like everything's misfiring, but it's in the same sign right now as the Sun is in Libra, Mercury is retrograde in Libra, and Mars is also in Libra. So Mars is that gas in the car. Mars is our accelerator. So with Mercury there and the Sun there, we're getting some real powerful energy, but it's misfiring because Mercury's starting to retrograde a little backwards. So the planets are changing direction a lot this month, not just Mercury going retrograde, but we have a lot of our outer planets that have been retrograde for the good part of the summer now going direct. So you're going to see this month a lot of things change. The story is going to change. The energy is going to change. The circumstances are going to change. People are going to come in and out. It's going to be a really powerful month for change. But remain aware of the changes that happen because they're kind of giving you a glimpse into 2022 and what you can expect and what's going to be going on. This is also a very big fork in the road for many of us. As these changes start to take place, you're going to find yourself having to make decisions one way or the other. Choose wisely. Choose really wisely because you're setting the stage for some really long-term energy with these occurrences that happen. So Mercury is our words, our law when it's in Libra. As I said, it's the scales of justice. Venus, which is in Scorpio right now, is going to start to go into Sagittarius. It does that on the 7th of October. And when that starts to happen, it brings in an energy of truth. Truth in love, truth in the things we're passionate about, etc. So that Mercury in Libra energy with Mars and the Sun, when Venus goes into Sag on the 7th, is going to start making things balance out truthfully. It's going to be words saying things that are truthful. Like it's an energy of like things are revealed or things are blurted out because Sagittarius is an energy like that. And then what happens is what is revealed leads to something else and something else. And all of a sudden we have this whole big truth blob and we all have to react to it. More than likely with all this Libran energy, the truth that comes out is going to be something about being fair and balanced. With Venus in the mix, brings in a lot of feminine energy, so it could be something about female rights, female or womanly justices and injustices, things like that. But you'll see a lot of things in the media and in the news now that'll come out with words, and people even slipping up or blurting something out, and then it leads to some truth. The other energy that's been propelling us this year and causing a lot of the chaos is Eris and Pluto have been doing this dance and going into square several times. They actually had 4 squares so far this year. The 5th square happens actually on October 9th, and this is the most intense peak of the square. What is a square between Eris and Pluto? Well, it's going to feel like a squeezing. It's going to feel like an awakening, a squeezing, it's an energy of Eris is people take to the street. People revolt. People start to rebel. People want to be heard. They start to rebel against top-down management. Could even be strikes in companies, or people are, suddenly not going to take it anymore, and they start lashing out or protesting. That's Eris. And then Pluto is transformation. So that's why this brings awakening. But this energy, once we hit that October 9th, and then other planets start to go direct, and we have some things that happen towards the end of this year, it's going to start to ignite an energy that for the next 6 months is going to be in play. That energy is going to be an energy of change, powerful change, changes that bring about fairness and justice, but also changes where people are speaking out, taking to the streets, rioting, protesting, like the energy of that day at the Capitol when everyone stormed the Capitol, those kind of things. You're going to see more people come out protesting about vaccinations. You're going to see more people coming out protesting about these bills in Congress. You're going to see more people coming out protesting about controls and government regulations and even climate control and things like that. So just be aware of that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is not to be pessimistic, but the really great way to work with that energy is to be an observer. We don't have to be in the thick of things and in the chaos and in the mayhem in order to observe it and learn the lesson of it, right? We found that with the pandemic when we all had to go home and be sequestered in our house. We learned a lot just by watching and observing the sensations that these types of things gave us. That's where the awakening comes through. And that's why I wanted to talk about freedom tonight. Because I feel like even though we're being so controlled in so many ways now, and it feels really different and it feels really new to us, I think the purpose of it is to give us freedom and encourage us to find freedom within ourselves. These last couple of years since COVID hit and we were very, kind of had to live in very strict parameters, and we were very controlled and very isolated. I kept thinking about Nelson Mandela, and my mind goes to him so often these days, and how he was imprisoned for so many years, but he never was imprisoned because his mind was always free, and he always, he came out and he wrote things, and he said beautiful quotes all about freedom all the time. And to think, how can a man who was imprisoned for so many years under really stark conditions know so much about freedom? And, the lesson there is that we're always free if we live within a parameter of feeling free in our minds. And when you live a life that's beyond the five senses, a lot of the controls that we feel in the three-dimensional world really don't affect us because we're not living in that box to begin with. They keep making the box smaller and tighter and tightening it. But when your mind isn't in the box anyway, it doesn't matter. So I think that's really the purposeful lesson of a lot of this, is to bring us to a higher level of consciousness and acceleration where, okay, I can't go out of the house. That really doesn't bother me because I can go anywhere in my mind. I travel with other worlds. I travel off planet, or I travel through tarot, or I travel and I connect with divinity and angels and whatever is your thing, I feel connected in that way, so I'm never really disconnected. So I think that's the purpose of a lot of these controls, is to make us understand that it doesn't matter. Like if someone called me tomorrow and said, tarot cards are now illegal, you can't ever use a tarot card again, I wouldn't really care because they're in my head. They can't take that away, right? So I think that's really where we have to go now. I think that's how we'll survive this change. I think when I say survive this, I think of this time not as something with a finite ending. I think of this time as morphing us into a different time, and we've got to pass through it. So it's not something that's going to end. It's something that we have to endure to burn higher, right? That's what I really feel. So shifts of direction, big time this month. A lot of shifts of direction. But those shifts in direction, as though although they may bring some painful things and some, turbulence, they're really great for us because they're going to bring us a lot of clarity too. So just remember, when you're feeling like you're being pushed through that eye of the needle or pushed through the storm, there's a lot of clarity on the end of it, right? Shifts of direction. We've got Pluto direct October 6th, right before that Venus goes into Sag. When Pluto goes direct and Venus goes into Sag, October 6th, 7th, you also got the new moon in Libra on the 6th. So that's bringing a big pow of energy that's going to bring truth and transformation. So whatever starts to happen around the 6th, just know, or even a little before then, just know that something's brewing in order to bring you someplace really great in your life. Might not feel good at the time, but it's going to feel really great after a few days pass. This is like the pressure, the squeezing that brings you to a new place. October 10th, you've got Saturn going direct in Aquarius. October 17th, Jupiter goes direct in Aquarius. And then on the 17th, Mercury finally goes direct. It's just gone retrograde today. So this is a lot of clarity. When those planets start to push forward, that is setting the stage for 2022. It's setting the stage of what you really want to do with your life now, what your next chapter is. It's giving you the push to do it. And it's going to be really, really huge awakening, changing energy for us to really go into a brand new place. Cautionary energy is watch your words this month. When Mercury's in Libra, watch your words. Remember, you will be judged and you will be defined by your words oftentimes. So be careful what you say. And the other thing to be really cautious of this month is expect the unexpected. We've got Uranus playing around a little bit, opposing that Scorpion energy where Venus is right now before it goes into Sag. And that's, really could bring very sudden and unexpected changes in the things you love, the people you love, or things that you value. So you really want to make sure that you watch and observe because some unexpected things could really, really happen, especially when Uranus starts to come into a little bit of a T-square at some point in the middle of the month. So just keep all that in your mind. Summary is a lot of changes. October, powerful month. The changes that happen is setting the stage for 2022. Awakening, clarity is all coming in. Doesn't mean it's smooth sailing, but you might hit a couple of moguls. But you're going to be really great afterwards. All right? So if anybody has any questions about the energy and pertaining to their charts, you can call in. We've got the number on the screen, 516-945-9090. And we've got some people online. I just want to scroll down. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Monica. Hey, Elaine. All these people were on the boat trip last Wednesday night. Boy, did we have a great time, didn't we? And Elaine, I'm going to do a drum circle soon. I have to get that date out also. So we have some energy that's really intensifying and building to a peak. I'm going to start to pull some cards for this energy as well. I would like to talk tonight, if anybody has anything they want to weigh in on, I'd really like to talk about freedom and how we can keep our minds and our body and our spirit free under all the restrictions that we are all dealing with in the world right now. I know myself, one of the things that I feel is so important is to circle the wagon with your friends, because I feel like right now friendships and being in connection with people who are really solid and really sincerely believe in you and share your life with you, having that is like, I feel an oasis in the desert. It's just, that's what's going to also get us through these challenging times, because when you have people that you can rely on, that you can enjoy things with, that you have fun with, that you have a lightness of being with and you feel supported with, that makes all the difference in the world. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Zencuda community, because I really want us to have a place to go for support. But circle those wagons, we all have friendships of people that we don't really see very often. To me, those are acquaintances. My true friends are people who are supportive of me in my life, and I support them in their life. I don't need to call them after 6 months of not speaking to catch up. I'm in their life. We're sharing our lives. We're supportive. We're doing things together. That to me is the close friends that I have. Then I have acquaintances, and then I have what I call fringe people. You know, people I care about, but they're not really in my life. But when I see them, I'm very comfortable with them, and vice versa. And we do genuinely care about each other. I don't really have anyone in my life, in my energy field, in my auric field, in my circle, that I don't feel has my best interest at heart, and that I don't sincerely feel that way about. That I would really do anything for their best interest. If they asked me to help them with something, I would do it because I'm sincerely their friend and sincerely have a connection of love with that person. That's where we need to get, especially before the end of the year, end of 2021. Because the people in 2022 that you want to carry over, really, really important that they are of high integrity, transparency, honesty, and some kind of spiritual being. That's really who you want to surround yourself with. Very, very important. Got to clear the decks, guys. Got to clear the decks in a loving way, always in a loving way. So Elaine says she's looking forward to it. Sarah says she's be feeling more isolated than the beginning of the pandemic. I think a lot of us are actually feeling more isolated than in the beginning of the pandemic, Sarah, because we're coming to terms with it. I think there's a little bit, I know for me, I've had a little bit of a sadness lately in realizing, I was having a conversation with someone Saturday, and it made me realize that they were talking about how we would rebound and how we were going to get back to where we once were. And I don't believe that. I don't really want to go there either. I feel that we are destined to be more, that we are going through these challenging times globally because our Creator is making more of us. You know, this is supposed to make us better, stronger, more in-depth than we ever were. And so I started to feel that melancholy a little bit. I spoke about it last week on this show. Just a little bit of sadness, a little bit of isolation, and thinking that something that we once had is really gone. You know, there are certain freedoms, and that's why I want to talk about freedom tonight. There's certain freedoms that are gone forever, you know. I mean, I grew up in a time when you came home when the streetlights were on. You know, your parents didn't worry about you walking home. We walked home from our school. Like, we didn't get a bus. We lived maybe a half a mile or 3/4 of a mile from the school. And we just walked home. There was a crossing guard that crossed us, and we walked home. In my neighborhood now, the children get a bus, and then they walk to their houses from the corner. Well, they're not allowed to walk to the house from the corner. Every mother in their SUV meets them at the corner and drives them 4 driveways down to their house. Those children have no freedom. So that's the world we live in. So kids are never going to grow up the way I did, you know. I remember one time going to an air show right after 9/11 and waiting on this long line because there was a security check, and we were all just getting used to security checks, you know. And there was a baby carriage in front of me, and I remember seeing the security person check the baby carriage, like there could be something in the baby carriage. And I immediately observed that, and I thought, wow, there's going to be a whole generation of children who don't know what it's like not to get searched or their pocketbook looked in going to a concert, or to get wanded going through an airport or a metal detector. When I was a kid, you just walked onto the gate of the plane. There was no thing, you know. There was no TSA, you know. So in my lifetime, I've observed the change and the freedoms. Maybe not everyone sees them the way I do, but it's sad. And so that brings a sense of isolation for me, that there's a whole generation of youth and young people that don't know what it's like to truly connect with someone without a barrier. You know, I remember the crossing guard that used to cross us on the big street every day was like our friend, and my parents knew her, and she lives in the neighborhood, and, you know, we always knew her, and it was great. And at Christmas time, we'd buy her a gift. Nowadays, probably nobody talks because you're not supposed to talk to strangers anymore. So I think it all adds up to our isolation, is what I'm saying, you know. We're wearing masks, and we're wearing apparatus so that we don't get sick. You know, we think people are contagion, and it's got to affect the way you think about people and the eye contact we make and all of that. So yeah, I think that we're feeling more isolated because now it's become our way of life. Whereas in the first couple of weeks for the pandemic, we were probably of the frame of mind like, oh, I could do this for a couple of weeks, no big deal. Things will go back the way they were. And now we're finally facing the reality that, no, that's not reality, is that's not going to go back the way they were. And we may be wearing masks for the rest of our lives. You know, we don't know. But we're certainly thinking about things a lot differently than we ever did. So anybody want to call on the show? I'm going to go into cards before we get too heavy on here. I don't like to do that in the soul space. So that, you know, freedom is a lot of different things. So I'd love to hear how you guys are coping. And what are you doing to stay free? What's keeping you free? I know I love wind therapy, whether it's on the back of a Harley or in my regular two-wheeler bike riding through the park. I just love that wind therapy. Really important for me to feel freedom that way. And also I find freedom quite a bit in my meditations. I just feel so free when I'm flying with angels. So I'm sure plenty of you out there do that too. So I'm going to give our cards a little shuffle, and I'm going to actually do a card spread right now for the global community, for the world energy, see what's going on for all of us and where we're going to be for the month of October. I'm going to use these soul cards for confirmation. And I'm going to do tarot and angel cards. And then I'm also going to take one of my own cards that are for a confirmation as well. So everybody's a little quiet out there. I know we all had a lot to do today. It seemed like the energy was so sped up. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, well, like I just said, October is a very powerful month. This is the actual chart for October, so you can see it's a lot going on. But the card that came out in the middle of this card spread is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is new growth, new things happening. And this month is that way. It might not be happening for a little bit of time, but this is the seed, this is the ignition for the next 6 months. So when you have a card like the Ace of Wands, and it was upside down in the spread, the Ace of Wands, it hasn't happened yet. This is indicative for me of all the new beginnings that are going to be coming in the next 6 months to 2022. We're going to see a lot of transition, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of energy changing, and a lot of relationships changing this month. So now this energy here is the Nine of Wands. Nines are completion. So that's why I say really make sure that if you're faced with any decisions in this next month of October, really make sure that you make the right choice. You choose very wisely. Think about your choices very strongly, because nines are completion. And you're completing one cycle to go on to another. And wands are action and activity. So this also backs up for me that Libra October energy. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And it's really ironic that we got this Queen of Pentacles card, because the Queen of Pentacles is very much an earth queen. She is someone who's very stable, very balanced, someone who's very good at making money in business, someone who knows the law, someone who really likes to do things very rigidly, knows right from wrong, left from right, very divisive energy. And this is also kind of a Libran energy, but more earthy. To me, this is very Capricorn energy. And Pluto is in Capricorn right now, going to go direct. So this is transformation. And the Queen on the throne, you know, that's a lot of transformation in the feminine. And we've got Venus going into Sag, bringing in that truth. So these three cards for me really mean new beginning, a lot of activity. We have maybe one more hurdle to complete before we go into the new energy, which is this month's energy. And then we've got a lot of things coming in that are going to make things more fair and balanced. Choices. We've got the Four of Cups that just came up. Four of Cups is all choices. It's also a card of not seeing all the choices, which means for me that this month we may be offered some things that we're distracted and not seeing. So really make sure you go into your sensations and observations to know what you need to do next. Then I've got the Sun card. And the Sun card is also in reverse. The Sun is health. But also I feel like this is like the Libra Sun, you know. coming in, the baby on the horse, new birth. You know, Libra is bringing us new energy this month with all the planets going direct. So again, a lot of changes, a lot of shifting. These cards really are backing up the energy that I was saying astrologically, as above, so below. And then we have this beautiful card, which is the Nine of Pentacles. We've got two nines in a row. We've got the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles that was just here. So that's completion, completion. We're completing a big cycle of energy that's been around since 2017, and we're going to start in 2022 to go into a new cycle of energy. But it is based on the decisions and the changes that happen in this next month. So this beautiful card of nostalgia, of abundance, of energy coming in order to bless us. This is really our faith and freedom. With all these changes that are going to take place, we've got new beginnings coming in. We've got one last hurdle from the past before we go into new energy. We've got choices to make. And we've got this beautiful new beginnings coming in. New beginning, new beginning. This is definitely an energy of make sure the decisions that you make are the things that are heart-based. Don't make these decisions with your head. That's going to be the wrong way to go. The right way to go is to definitely drop into the heart, that beautiful Venus energy in Sagittarius that wants us to find the higher truth and bring that into whatever decisions you have to make. Really important to do that, guys, because we're going to be faced with a lot of different things that we have to do this month because the energy is going to really shift. And then the final card that I picked for the reading is the Magician card, which is the card of anything is possible, the impossible is impossible, infinity sign over the head of the Magician. So this is showing us when we're moving forward, when those planets go direct in Aquarius, which is all visionary energy, that this beautiful energy of the Magician comes in to show us with this beautiful infinity sign over his head that anything is possible as long as we co-create with our Creator, right? Everything we do is with God's grace. And this card comes in to show us that even the impossible is possible with that. I'm going to confirm our reading with a soul card and then an angel card, and then I'm going to go to the board and pick some cards for you guys. Okay, so we've got a soul card. Spirit, give us a card that will confirm this reading for us, please. What have we been talking about? Forks in the road and making decisions, and look at the card that we pull. So in this card we have someone, right? We have this beautiful person, this beautiful being with all this light around the head. And the card has two faces. You see two hands on two different heads. And this is basically ego and heart. And how we are in control. You know, when you talk about freedom, freedom is making the right choice. We never feel more free than when we know we've done the right thing. And so, are you going to choose from your head? Are you going to choose from your heart? Are you going to choose ego or soul? Well, of course, we're going to try to choose from our heart, right? So this is showing us balance, too. That beautiful energy of karma, right? Justice, being blind. There's so much symbolism in this card. It's unbelievable for the Libra energy. And then we've got an angel card that I'm going to pick. And it even has all fall, looks like fall leaves around the head of the card. If you look on the light, it's all autumn colors, orange and yellow. Really cool stuff. Beautiful, beautiful confirmation on the reading. Boy, we're really going to be challenged this month, but I think I'm going to pick this card. I think we're going to come out of this month with a lot more clarity. And it's Archangel Jophiel, and what I will tell you is that Archangel Jophiel is the actual angel of Libra. So we're really on key tonight. So Archangel Jophiel says, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. And that is definitely a way to stay free, is to go outside, be in connection with our outdoors and our creativity by being in the space of nature. And I'm going to pull a card from my own deck, and then I'm going to go to the board. So, and if anybody wants to call in, I'll do a reading for you. Oh, we've got number 6, Shadow. This is actually a picture of me for this card. And it says, light triumphs over all darkness. So while we're making those decisions this month, and we're passing through that eye of the needle that we're talking about, just know that there's never only darkness. There's always light. And we have to have light to have shadow, right? That's what casts the shadow. So just remember, when you're making those tough decisions, go to the light. All right? So now I am actually going to pick a card. I'm going to go in order. Joanne, I will get a card for you. I'm going to go up top. And I'm going to start with Janine. I just got to shuffle all of these cards. So Janine, you, I know, are a Capricorn. And for my Cappies out there, Pluto's going to go direct in your sign. So don't be surprised if you have a lot of changes that occur this month for real transformation and awakening. For Capricorn, that's going to be a lot of that kind of energy out there right now. So I'm going to pick a tarot card for Janine. And if any of you have had a hard time sleeping, it is because we have a lot of planets in air sign Libra. And Libra is headaches sometimes and too much air. We're overstimulated. And what will happen is you'll toss and turn. I know I didn't think I was sleeping poorly, and then I woke up this morning and my covers were all over the place. And I was like, wow, what the heck happened? So I'm going to pick a tarot card for Janine. All right, this is the card. Janine, we've got the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords, Janine, is a card of repose. It's a card of, introspection, of trying to be a little bit quieter. That answers come when we're just kind of meditating. This is a card of meditation. So you may want to, this is going to be a very, very busy month. It's going to be a very accelerated month where energy is very accelerated. So you may just want to go into quiet and start a ritual every day where you're really going into quiet. That'll make you feel a lot more freedom as well. When you can go into your own mind and feel like you're sovereign and you're control there, that makes you feel very, very free. I'm going to pick an angel card just to confirm that card for you. But I really feel like you need to spend more time in quiet, like you're taking on a lot right now. Like all of a sudden you have more activity than you've had for a long time in your life. And you got Archangel Erielle, which is trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. And they're holding up a lantern in this card. So this to me definitely means meditation, going within to be illuminated. So try to go into some kind of a ritual where you are actually feeling yourself, laying down quietly, doing something quiet so that you can really go within and trust your instincts. Because I feel like that's really important for you right now, Janine. Joanna Maya, I'm going to pick a card for you. Joanne, I feel like your spirits are lifted lately, like you're in a much better place. I'm feeling like more lightness around you. So that's a good thing. Definitely a good thing. Temperance just pulled out, which is balance. That's also a very Libran energy. We're just running Libra tonight. And looking out to the future. So if you're feeling lighter, if I take this Temperance card, and Temperance means balance, it means balancing the spiritual world and the material world, tempering things, like tempered glass, right? It can get hot, it can get cold, and it balances. But if you look at this Three of Wands, this is a card of looking out to the future. And one of the planets that goes direct right now is Saturn. It's going to go direct in Aquarius. And when Saturn goes direct in Aquarius, it's a visionary energy. It's a future energy. And that happens, I believe, on the 10th. Hold on one second. I have my notes. Saturn on the 10th, at 6 degrees of Aquarius. And that's reality check. So if you're feeling lighter of being and feeling in a better mood lately, that's really good. Because I think something's going to be coming in this month for you, Joanne, that's actually like a reward or something that shows you or reveals truth, but you're okay with it. It's good for you. And then I'm going to pick an angel card for you. Whoop. Sandalphon, gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environment. Yeah, I feel like something is revealed, especially after the tarot card that we pulled. Something's revealed. It's revealed good, gently, but it's something that you need to know. But it's a good thing. It brings you to another level as you're looking out in the world. Very visionary energy, very Aquarian energy. I'm going to pick a card for Sarah. Okay. Okay. Just reading my comments. I love it when you guys comment with me.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the Soul Space. This is Georgia Rose.
Hey, Georgia, how are you?
I'm good. Who am I talking to?
Mary Ann.
Hi, Marianne. So how are you feeling this energy?
I'm feeling pretty good, I have to say.
That's good. So now what can I do for you? You want me to pull a card or a reading or something about astrology? Did you have a question?
Just pull a card or a reading. I'm just curious about some specific things.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the specific?
I'll just say from creativity and romance. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
And I don't mean to have them be the same.
Okay. Yeah, that might be weird, right? Okay.
Well, it could be fun, but it could be weird.
Okay. So, creativity and romance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, two things come to mind right off the top for me. Number one is whatever the creativity is that you're looking to, I feel, go deeper with. I feel like whatever this creativity is, I feel like you've scratched the surface and it's going to go very deep though. So if this is a project or something that you have been creating, keep with it. Stay the course, because not only do I see that this also brings you money and coin, because I got the Four of Pentacles, which means you'll have enough money to live, enough money to save, enough money to do what you want. The Four of Pentacles is a card of abundance, but not like you're going to win lotto. It's like a card of very steady profit abundance. And I feel like that has to do with the creativity. But I feel like it's a situation where you have to stay with it, because I feel like you've just scratched the surface with this. As you go deeper with it, it starts to go into an area and morph into something that you really don't even know yet. But it's going to be really great.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
And that's why they keep giving me a sensation of actually scratching the surface. You know, like you are you're going to go deeper with it. On the romance, I get fire here. I pulled King of Wands, and King of Wands is a Leo, Aries, Sag. It's a fire energy. This is a passionate energy. Usually when
could that card be me?
It could be. Are you a Leo or a Sag?
I'm a cusp. I'm Cancer Leo.
Yeah. So this card is a Leo energy. I have to tell you though, I feel like this card is representing for me someone, male, who is very similar in energy to you. Like a Leo Cancer, but more Leo. A Leo Cancer, you're going to be somebody who is passionate, likes the spotlight, but you want it to be a certain way, otherwise you go back in the shell. You feel everything very strongly with your heart, and you're going to be very controlled by the moon. The moon tides and wherever the moon is at any given time will really govern your moods. I feel like there's a gentleman or a romance around you. It could be whatever you're inclined, but I feel like there's a romance around you that's someone who's more of the Leo energy, someone who's passionate, someone who is, or a fire sign, someone who is very passionate.
Do you see when this might be happening? Is this something in the near future, or?
I'm getting the number 3, and I feel like it's more 3 months. Yeah, because I just got the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is whenever I get the Knight of Wands, it's somebody who comes in very quickly. There's a lot of fire energy. You've got the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands here. That's definitely a male coming in who's very fiery, passionate, handsome. Someone who is fun to be with.
It has to be a woman, hon. Sorry.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't want to say that on here. I didn't want to be, nowadays you're not supposed to be whatever. But I got that feeling when I pulled the card. That's why I said before, male or whatever you're inclined.
Yes, you did.
Because I got that feeling.
Totally. Right,
and, I have to learn to read non-generically, because that's really the energy. But, we're used to saying his, her gender.
Yeah, totally. No, I get it.
Yeah, but I got that when I was reading. This is a fiery person. This is someone that comes in almost unexpectedly, like when you least expect it. And I think 3 month is kind of right because I'm seeing somewhere around like between November, December, and more like around the holiday, like end of December.
Great.
Yeah, so, but it's a fiery energy. Somebody fun, like they're fun, but they're also very like strong, like forceful, strong. But this comes in because when I've got the King of Wands like this, and then the the Knight of Wands coming in like this, there's no mistaking that this person is coming, and this person is coming in like, whoosh, whoosh, like that kind of an energy, like.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about that. I'm going to pick a couple more cards for you though, because I feel like there's something. Yeah, now I got the Queen of Wands. This is hot, hot, hot.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And and they told me to put it this way, so this is definitely the way it's going to go. This is what I'm going to say to you, Marianne. This is not going to be a gentle relationship. This is not going to be like you meet somebody and it's all lollipops and roses and wonderful. You know, if you've been around the block a few times, you know when something's passionate, it gives you a run for your money. And that's what this is.
Not another run for my money, huh?
Well, I got to tell you, though, I think you enjoy that a little bit. So,
no, I think you're right.
Yeah, because that energy that I'm getting is like, this is going to be like very fiery, but it's not going to be boring. So, you know, you're going to have your moments, but it's not going to be boring. Definitely not boring. But there, I mean, to get three wands, major arcana in a row, like I mean, suits in a row like that is really, it's definitely no mistaking it. And for some reason, I feel like they keep giving me December 26th or December 26th, and I have to tell you, on December 24th, Saturn conjuncts Venus. And that's, I mean, Saturn squares Venus. And that's all about, like, love and karma.
Love and passion.
Yeah, and karma. Like this is like, this person is like past life person kind of thing. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
Georgia,
not always
I'm
easy.
this.
Sometimes that's a really difficult energy because you are put together in this life to reconcile something that went before. So, you know, we all think,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So
I've been through some past life regression, so I do know what you're talking about.
Because I always call them Plutonian relationships because they eventually transform us, but they dig deep, they dig out everything from the dredges of our life. And the card that I just got, I pulled a soul card for you, and I pulled it out of the middle of the deck because that's what I was told to do. And the card that I just pulled for you, it looks like a beautiful little light being energy giving you a kiss.
Aww.
Can you see? I don't know if you're just watching or you're just listening, but
no, I'm listening.
Okay, so you can always play it back. The replay is always either on Facebook or StrongIsland.com if you wanted to see the video. It's got a beautiful light creature that is like kissing a cheek of a being. It looks like a face, a light being. And it almost looks like it comes in like a spark, like a spark, a ray of light. And when I look at this card, it also, the face is just so serene, you know, almost like they were waiting for this to come. So when you...
and what is that card again?
This is a soul card. The soul cards that I use have no writing on them. They're actually to stimulate, you know, my psychic ability. They're art cards. And you'll see it if you play the video back, you'll see it, and you'll see the face with the this beautiful like streak of light with a face on it, kissing the larger face. And when I see this energy, it very much feels like a soulmate kind of a card. Now, I want to just say something about soulmates because everyone, whenever you use the word soulmate, everyone thinks, oh my God, this is it. It's the love of my life. It's a soulmate. And that could very well be. But many times soulmate relationships are also because they're karmic or they come from a past revolution or life. It means you're working stuff out together.
Right.
So, but it's good. It's good to do that. So, this could be a teaching soul for you in the end, or whatever. But I do feel like this is something you're going to enjoy. I feel like there's a lot of enjoyment here, a big, deep, strong connection. This is a very emotional connection. And what I'm going to say to you, as someone who's a Leo Cancer cusp, try to go more into the Leo energy for this relationship when it comes, because cancers oftentimes can be their own worst enemy in a relationship, because cancers have this beautiful heart that is just so feely. You know, you're touchy-feely with that beautiful Cancer heart. But if
Right.
somebody pokes you, you go in the shell and you completely shut down. And it's very hard to maintain the relationship that way. So remember that Leo energy is one of the lesson for Leo is my love of power is not as important as the power of love.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So that's really going to be the theme in this relationship, because there's going to be some control drama, but it's all about the power of love, not using love as a power. If you follow me.
Oh, that's a great line. I like that.
Yeah. So remember.
I might have to write a song about that line.
Oh, okay. That's good. We can record it here at Paradise Studios.
Okay.
So I'm so glad you called
Excellent.
into the show, and I hope you enjoyed your
Thank you
reading.
so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I totally appreciate it. And if I'm spot on, I'll buy you a drink. Yeah,
Oh,
if you're spot
cool.
on, I'll buy
Very
you a
cool.
drink.
And let us know, because I love confirmation. So that's good.
No problem. No
Thanks,
problem. Because I
Marianne.
do know the Strong Island dude, so I'll definitely let
okay.
him know.
Oh, good. We got to get you down. Were you at the open mic?
No.
Well, you got to come down to the open mic.
Well, I do something a little different than open mic.
Oh, okay.
But he'll tell you. I think he knows who I am if he's doing this with you right now.
Okay. Bobby's laughing. Bobby's in the control room laughing.
He knows it's me. Right.
Well, thanks for calling into the show.
A lot of money, Bobby. A lot of money. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling into the show.
You were spot on.
I really enjoyed reading you.
Thank you. I love what you said. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Night night. So I'm going to pull a card for Sarah. Sarah. I can't sing. I just like hang out in studios, but I can't really sing. So, so Sarah, I'm going to pick a card for you really quick. And whoops. I'm fumbly fingers tonight. I'm going to pick a soul card for my Sarah, because Sarah is such a soulful lady. I'm going to pick this one. Ooh, Sarah, you've got like a rainbow around this card. So Sarah, the card that I picked is a soul card for you, and it has this beautiful, it almost looks like an otherworldly light being, but I feel like it's you. And it's got these beautiful hands that are in prayer and surrounded by all violet, golden light, almost like the golden light of Christ around the card. But I feel like this is a card of transformation, because when you look at the lavender in the card, it's all around the head. So I don't know if you've been having really like vivid dreams or something lately, but I feel like that's coming off this card. And what I want to say to you, if there's anything that you've been trying to manifest, keep praying on it, because I feel like it is going to come, and I feel like it's going to probably come this month for you. So just hang in there and keep doing that. All right? Going to scroll down a little bit. Whoop. And my comments here. I'm going to go down the comments, see who else is. Yeah, a lot of trouble sleeping. See, I just was really, especially last night, since the new moon probably. I think Joanna says, I hope there's no uprising. I think that there's going to be, yes, there is a face in the upper corner. Yeah, and I feel like that might be your dad coming through or somebody, Sarah. I feel like there will be uprising, but not anything like we had last year. I just feel like there is going to be some unrest. It's coming in, and the next 6 months are definitely going to be a lot about that, Joanne. So you want to kind of try and stay in your own space, and that's part of the whole freedom idea of freedom, is staying in our own space to remain free no matter what's going on around us. And that's what, higher level individuals do. And hopefully we're giving each other enough support to be able to do that in the soul space. I'm going to pick a card for Joanne Papalardo. I want to pick an angel card for you. I feel, Joanne, like you're really surrounded by angels tonight. So make sure that you, before you go to sleep tonight, bring the angels to surround you, because I really feel like they're there for you. I'm going to pick an angel card. Maybe tonight you want to say a special prayer to this particular angel. It just flew across the rooms, the deck. And it's an angel of enlightenment. We picked this card before, I believe, for Janine, Archangel Erielle, and it says, you know what to do. Archangel Erielle is saying, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So I feel, Joanne, that something's going to come to you this evening in sleep, in rest, in repose. So definitely before you go to sleep tonight, invoke some of those angels, okay? So I think that's pretty much the cards that I wanted to choose for tonight's show. I have to say that freedom and control is going to be a really big theme for us in the next 6 months. And things are going to become more heightened and more accelerated. So when you think about feeling control, you're feeling like things are tightening around you or you're feeling restricted, find something that makes you feel free, whether it's playing music or going for a walk in nature, or maybe you pick up a hobby these days that are really great for you. Yoga, meditation, but it's really important for us to find something where we feel free, in a space we feel free. I know this year I'm actually going to be having a beautiful celebration for Thanksgiving that I'm calling Friendsgiving, and it's going to be the week before Thanksgiving, and I've invited all my very close friends over, and that's really a place where I'm going to feel free and be able to enjoy a celebration. So, pick things like that and find things that are going to make you feel really good about this time. Don't make it all a big downer and focus on the things we can't do. Let's find things that we really can do. So that's our show in our soul space. And watch my media for an announcement about a drum circle that we're going to be doing shortly. And I also want to thank you all for supporting the soul space. Please like me on Facebook if you have not already. And please subscribe on YouTube. All of our shows are banked on YouTube. And there's also additional videos on there about astrology and some spiritual things, etc., living Zencuda. And you can also find me on Instagram at Zencuda Official. So I hope to see you back here next Monday at 7 o'clock in the Soul Space, and hopefully we'll have some really good guests for you. So if you have any idea for a future show, just drop me a line and let's do it. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you next week.